Welcome to PEP Talk. Everyone needs one with Lerone Coach Jennings and Brian Smith discussing Chattanooga from the city to the community you live in, featuring action plays, justifiable results, and keys to success. Brought to you by the City of Chattanooga Department of Youth and Family Development, creating ways for everyone to help parent the city. And now your host, Coach Lerone Jennings and Brian Smith.
Hello, Chattanooga, and welcome to PEP Talk. Everybody needs one. We thank you for taking time out of your schedule to tune in with us. We got a great lineup for this evening, and my co-host, Brian Smith, we're kicking it off. What's going on, Brian?
Well, Coach, we appreciate having a great evening here tonight.
Let me switch that back over here. Having a great evening tonight. Got a great show here on PEP Talk, which is Parent Education Programming. And joining us tonight, we're going to have Amy Pearson, who's the Executive Director of On Point, talking about the 40 developmental assets for our teens and some great messages that we're going to be hearing tonight. And speaking of teens, we have actually 3 of them that will be joining us tonight. 2 of them that are with On Point from Hixson High School. And we'll also hear from one of our young ladies from Lookout Valley, including our quarterback, Mr. Jim Long from the John A. Patton Youth and Family Development Center. And Coach, here, I know we usually kick off here with the opening play, but today is also a very important day because today is the day that we recognize our veterans here. And I was kind of talking with you a little bit before the show here. And real quickly, what does a day like today mean to you, being Veterans Day?
Well, I think it's very important that we take a few minutes to honor our veterans. They make great sacrifices to represent this country and lay down their lives and for us to enjoy the freedoms and liberties that we enjoy. And they go all out, sacrificing their lives, their families, and all that they give tirelessly and continuously for us to benefit from it. So I just want to say to our veterans out there, thank you so much for what you do, what you've done, and we're grateful to you and how you have represented this country over a period of years. We thank God for you.
And, of course, thanks to all the veterans out there that are listening here this evening from Chattanooga and beyond. And I'll even give a shout-out to my dad and my father-in-law, both veterans and a long line of veterans in the Smith family, going all the way back to my great-grandfathers, both of them, that did participate and serve in the military. I didn't just steal your opening play there, did I?
No, I got something for the veterans here in my opening play here.
All right, well, we got more going on here as we kick off this week's PEP Talk, Parent Education Programming with Coach's Opening Play.
And now it's time for Coach Jennings' opening play.
All right, Chattanooga, in honor of our veterans, I want you to do something. I want you to, in action, put it to action to honor our veterans today. I want you to take time out of your schedule to call a veteran, somebody you know that have served, to write them or to visit them this week, and just to let them know how much you appreciate them and the sacrifices that they have made. I think it will go a long way. We cannot recognize them enough for what they have gone through on behalf of this country, and that we enjoy the fruit of their labor and their sacrifice to this day. So give them a call, write them a letter, shoot them an email, or go by and visit and look them in the eye and just tell them, hey, thanks for doing such a great job that this country, the land of the free and the home of the brave, because of you, veterans of the United States. Thank you so much. Put it to action, not just talk.
Outstanding Coach's opening play here as we kick off the first quarter of PEP Talk. And again, thank you to all of our veterans out there. It's great to wake up in a free country each and every day here in the United States. We're going to move right along into our first guest who is joining us here this evening on PEP Talk. And we are happy to bring on Amy Pearson, who is joining us. She is the Executive Director of On Point, who has been providing teens with skills to make smarter decisions about life for over 20 years. This is a wonderful organization that started started here in Chattanooga, and now their curriculum is used in 40 different states and 13 different countries. And just some of the staggering stats that they've helped improve. Here's one that really stands out. Since On Point's inception, the teenage pregnancy rate has decreased by 54%. We're going to talk briefly about that, but also about the 40 developmental assets. And joining us by phone is Miss Amy Pearson herself. And Amy, thanks for joining us this evening, and we appreciate you calling in.
Oh, Brian, thank you so much. Coach Jennings, thank you both for having me.
Hey, Amy, how are you doing?
Oh, Coach, great. Thank you.
You're one of the heroes of mine. You know that, right?
Oh, you are definitely mine. And, Coach, even your opening words reminded me freedom is not free, and what an incredible opportunity for our young people to have veterans as role models, to be reminded that freedom is not free. And it took great integrity, great sacrifice to give them the freedom that we have. So thank you for those incredible remarks you made.
Thank you so much. Hey, one of the things we do, PEP Talk, it stands for Parent Education Programming. And one of the things we do on this program is to try to encourage parents and the students alike, and to increase their parenting skills so we can help build these 40 developmental assets for our children in our community. So we want to talk a little bit about that, and of course, in the area of support, that family support. Let's talk a little bit about that, Amy. Why is that family support so important in the area of developmental assets?
Oh, Coach, what a great one to start with. And really and truly, these 40 assets are those building blocks that make a thriving youth.
Yeah.
And support is, as you know, Coach, it's number one on the list. And I should say that Search Institute, who really was the evaluator, the author of these assets, really, as they evaluated many communities, I think it's like 202 communities, to cull down these assets, says that all assets are not equal, and support is definitely one of those. If a young person does not have the support of their family, then really we know that the parent is the first teacher. They're the first coach. They're the first mentor. They're the first counselor. They're first pastor. And if that young person does not have that, then they're already beginning life with that deficit, and they're looking to fill that deficit, looking to fill that hole.
And they'll look to any and everybody to listen to or plug into, trying to subsidize what they don't get at home, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On the flip side, if they have that family support, again, support is one of those huge assets. What Search has taught us is that there are gateway assets, that as we unlock those gates, and really I like to think about it visually, as we open the gate, other assets come. And, you know, Coach, I know in my life, definitely my family was a gatekeeper, and as they unlocked those doors for me, educationally, church, my faith, as they unlocked doors in arts and music and sports, and all those doors began to open, and other positive adults came into my life because of that family support.
That's right. It really makes a big difference in helping that to develop and build those walls around you to keep out those attacks that will come against you on it.
Absolutely. You know, Search tells us that there are these two big categories. There are external assets, and I have heard Search describe it as if we think about it like a plant in a pot.
Yeah.
The external assets are those things that come in, and there are four big categories of those: support, and that includes family support, caring neighborhoods, caring schools, parent involvement in education. It includes empowerment. That's where a young person really feels valued by the community. They feel like they're a resource. They can serve others. They feel safe.
Yeah.
There's boundaries and expectations where we provide clear rules for them, and that's not only at home, but in the school, in the neighborhood, all around them. Adults are role models, and they have high expectations. And then there's this constructive use of time. Wow, we could camp out there. I have creative things I can do, and I know, Coach, this is one that's dear to you. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do after school?
Yeah.
You know, the arts, youth programs, the religious community, time at home where I'm being monitored and it's safe. Well, all those are external assets. They're coming into the pot. They're feeding the plant. But then we have these incredible internal assets, and these are really that plant itself, what's happening on the inside of them. And what we find is if those nutrients are coming into the plant quite often, then we see these external assets growing, like a commitment to learning, and I'm engaged in school, and I'm doing my homework. And this one's a big one. I know this is dear to you as well, reading for pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
A young person is reading for pleasure 3 or more hours a week. They have positive values. They're caring. They have a sense of equality, integrity, honesty, responsibility. They have restraint. They believe it's important to make good decisions and important to stay away from harmful choices. They have these social competencies, and really what that just means is they can plan. They have interpersonal skills. They know how to resolve conflict. They can understand not everyone is like them. And then lastly, wow, they have this positive sense of identity. They feel that they have control over things that happen to them. They have high self-esteem, and they have purpose, and they're optimistic about their future.
Yeah,
So,
for our listening audience sake, Amy, there are people out there that say, you know, this really sounds great. It's really ideal. If all of this, if we can help make all of this happen for our young people to have this kind of, these kind of assets built in and around them, and I believe that it's doable. This is what we're working towards in the city of Chattanooga. Our department is working with you guys, and we're trying to get churches and other nonprofits and individuals to participate in being a part of the 40 developmental assets for our youth in the city. And there are folk out there that are saying, how do we get involved? How as a family, how as a church, how as an organization, and even those that are just listening, how can they be involved as a school? How do you go about helping them to see that it's very simple and easy to become an asset builder?
Great question, Coach. Well, I would encourage all of our listening audience to visit Search Institute's website. And one of the most simple ways to do it is just Google Search Institute, Developmental Assets. And that's just a first step where you can sit in your living room or wherever you are in your slippers and start learning. How do I build these things? Because a lot of these are very common sense. Coach, you do it every day, but so does our listening audience. Looking at a young person in the eye, calling them by name, even at the supermarket, saying the same, how's it going? What's going on in your life? Having family meals together where we sit down and ask one another, what was your high today? What was your low today? These are all very simple ways to build assets. Some other ways to be very intentional, and I think intentional is a word that can't be used enough.
Yeah.
Because the asset building won't happen unless, and Coach, I know you've been saying this across our community, unless we intentionally lock arms and we build assets so that we block the assaults, the blows, the violence, the drugs, the alcohol, all those risky behaviors that are after our kids.
Right.
By being intentional together. And to do this together, to build momentum, one of the things that I know you've been doing and you've been partnering with On Point to do is for us to come in and share a more in-depth look at what the assets are, how to build them, why they're important, why they matter, and then for us to kind of begin to form these learning communities together where a church or a house of worship or a school says we're going to intentionally focus on this asset today or this one this week or this one the next week, etc. But the key is intentionality. Yes.
This is very exciting to begin to see how this plays out, because every opportunity we get, whether it's on the radio, whether it's in school, at church, and one of the things I like about what you all do, you're empowering the youth. We got some of your youth here in the studio that we'll talk to later, but you're empowering the youth how to be asset builders as well. That's one of the things that excites me, because we do this as well. There's never be enough staff people or funds. We got to take the youth and help them to be asset builders to help change the culture as well. And some of the youth can also help some of the parents who may not have the parenting skills or the assets as parents within the family dynamics to be the best that they can be. And we all work together, no matter where our deficiencies are, to build each other up. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. We don't have to be threatened by where we may be lacking.
Absolutely.
And talk to us a little bit more about the schools you all are in. How many schools are you in now?
Yes, sir. Well, we are in 52 schools and covers 5 counties. Hamilton is definitely our largest county, our home county, where we were birthed 23 years ago. And with our Think On Point program, we are in those 52 schools. With our Life On Point program, we are now serving 4 of those 5 counties. And our Life On Point program, with both programs, we're able to do asset building, but in our Life program, because we meet weekly and because we follow kids 6th through 12th grade, we're able to really begin to watch those young people. They actually build an asset resume where they're charting, what are the assets I have, what are those I need, how do I, as you referenced earlier, how do I be an asset builder for my peers in this group, in this school, and then how do I take control and go get the assets that I'm looking for that may be a deficit in my life. And so we're able to walk with those youth over that period of time in actually 18 schools now in those 4 counties.
Yeah. You know, I've been to several of the schools that you all are in, and been to several of your banquets to hear testimonies, and I've talked to several of the students that's being impacted by the developmental assets and On Point's overall programming, and it is amazing and phenomenal. You know, we hear a lot about the students, the few students that are not doing as well. You know, we get a lot of publicity about students that are not doing well, the few that get blowed up a lot. But we don't get enough publicity about the number of students that are doing well because of programs and involvement like this. And we need to shout it out and tell the story of how well you all are doing and how these students are asset builders for our community.
Coach, they truly are. I mean, there's story after story after story of young people moving beyond where their current pain lies and taking that pain, reframing that pain, using that pain really as a step ladder to move forward.
Yeah.
And I can't even single one out because there's so many.
So many, yeah.
You're about to meet, I know your listening audience is about to meet 3 incredible leaders in our community.
Yeah. That's great. Hey, we got a couple of minutes here before we go to break, and we'll be losing you. But and I know you're struggling through. You wasn't feeling well, but you took time to call in and to share with us about what's going on. You and Leslie. I hope you guys are continue to do the great work that you're doing, and the partnership we have through the City of Chattanooga Youth and Family Development. I think the best is yet to come. And there's a lot of opportunities that we'll have to work together to continue to promote these 40 developmental assets in the various centers and the schools and the nonprofits that we're going to continue to push, and the churches. I'm still and continue to be excited about the number of young people we're going to help become asset builders. Any closing remarks or comments you'd like to make?
Well, I just want to thank you, and you said it so beautifully. It's in partnership. It's in partnership with every organization in the city. There are enough youth for all of us, you know, and I so appreciate this city for putting aside territories and coming together and saying we want to serve and love youth well, and we all want to drop our agendas and love and serve youth. And we're gonna see the benefit of that, Coach. I know that you are seeing it, and you've been a champion of this. You have for our city. You've been a champion of this for a long time, and so thank you, sir.
And Amy, before we go here, where can people find more information and maybe a phone number that they can call?
Yes, absolutely. We would love for them to visit liveonpoint.org, liveonpoint.org, and our phone number is 423-899-9188.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Tell Leslie to get better. I hope she feel well, and we'll be praying for her.
Thank you. She will appreciate it, Coach. Thank you, Brian. Have a great evening.
Thank you as well.
Good night.
Thank
Amy
you.
Pearson,
Good
on
night.
point. Great work that you all are doing. Thank you so much. Hey, we're going to have to take a break. You're listening to Pep Talk. This is Lerone Coach Jennings with Brian Smith. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
School is well underway, and Chattanooga's Department of Youth and Family is more than fun and games. Their 17 centers offer after-school activities, tutoring, homework help, and now feature the Lexia technology-based literacy program, free to all youth and to parents. Each center is open weekly till 8 p.m. Adults, you are encouraged to use the centers too. Activities, rentals, meetings, fitness, and more. Call 643-6096. Visit Chattanooga.gov or Facebook Chattanooga Youth
Brown,
and
I
Family.
serve as Executive Director of Numa Christian Center. This is a very exciting time as we prepare for Hope Harvest 2013. We would like to ask you to partner with Numa Christian Center family in spreading the love of Jesus this Thanksgiving season by donating turkeys to families in the Chattanooga area.
And hi, I'm Michelle Stepney with Change of Status Ministries with Numa Christian Center. With your help, we can distribute 1,000 turkeys in our community. A donation of $35 can purchase enough food to feed over 20 people and help make this campaign a success. Warm clothing for children, men, and women will also be distributed in addition to an encouraging and prophetic word delivered by Dr. R.J. McCowan that fills the atmosphere with hope.
If you would like to partner with Numa Christian Center and Brewer Broadcasting, please call the church office at 423-855-8226 or go to www.numa.org and click Become a Partner, then select the PayPal icon.
Let's bring hope to someone's home this holiday
And
season
now,
and
back
a
to
change
Pep
of
Talk.
status.
Everyone needs one with Lerone Coach Jennings and Brian Smith.
All right, Chattanooga, welcome back to Pep Talk. And we know you're getting one. We're here to encourage you through your challenging day. Parent education programming, whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with. We want to encourage all the parents out there to hang in there. Keep parenting. Don't give up. Keep teaching those children and keep correcting them. Keep laughing, encouraging, correcting, and loving on them. They'll come through no matter what the circumstances may be. Hey, Brian, what's going on with you?
Well, it was a great interview that we had there with Amy from On Point, and of course, you're welcome to go to their website and check out all 40 of their developmental assets for adolescents. Wonderful information and always some great news, and what a way to kick off tonight's Pep Talk here with the first quarter. But we're moving into now the second quarter, and we like to kick off the second quarter with Coach's Action Play.
It's time for this week's Action Play.
All right, action play. Hey, we want to action play for the evening. Honor your mother and your father. You know, that's a good thing to do. And we got some young people in the studio today. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Why is it important to honor your mother and your father? Well, you know, if you do that, that's putting things in perspective. Those who are raising you and sacrificing their lives, teaching and training you to do the right thing, you show respect to them. You honor them by doing what they ask you to do. And that will put things in perspective. You honor them, those in authority of you, and that teaches you how, when you go to school, you understand what authority is all about. Honor your mother and father. You honor your teacher, your coaches, and those at a school. Then you learn how to honor the law and polices and those others in authority. And guess what? You will be a person that will always understand the importance of submitting to authority. Even after you're a grown person, you still understand submission to authority because you learned it at a young age. Submit to authority. Young people, honor your mother and father. It's the beginning of a lifelong habit that will help you be successful, even in old age. Honor your mother and father. Start right now. Don't wait. Right now is the best time to begin.
Absolutely wonderful action play there. And I think I've heard that speech probably from my parents many times as I was a teenager, and I probably took a little while for it to sink in, but I'm glad it has. And it's certainly some lifelong lessons here that all of our teenagers that we have here in our studio can learn from. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, sometimes it's a select few that get the headlines, and you don't get to hear about the great teenagers that are out there that are making a difference in our city, even at such a young age. And we're going to do so here on a Pep Talk here on Parent Education Programming. And joining us here this evening, we have two such teenagers joining us from Hixson High School. We have sophomore Hannah Jones as well as senior Shantae Kilgore, who also happen to be on the teen board of On Point. And these are the ambassadors that are out there working with their fellow peers and helping to spread these developmental assets and plenty of great information that they have stored in their heads there. And we are glad to have them joining us here this evening. And Coach, as you mentioned, it's such a great honor to be able to recognize the great teenagers that we have here in our city.
That's right. Hey, Shantae and Hannah, how y'all doing?
Good.
Good. All right. In unison.
You can't do that the whole entire show now.
All right. I believe they got some rhythm there. I've been practicing that, huh? Talk to us a little bit about why you enjoy being a part of the teen board with On Point. Let's start out with you, Shantae.
I enjoy being a part of the teen board because we do a lot of things that are good for ourselves, our peers, and our community. And I love giving back, and I love helping myself to learn to help others. And On Point Teen Board helps me do those things in such a way and with my age also.
Okay. Which your age is?
I'm 18.
18. Wow. You look younger than that. I tell you, you got a youthful looking face and demeanor. You're gonna be all right. Talk to us a little bit about it, Hannah. Why you enjoy On Point so much?
And you're a new member too, right? You
Yes,
just joined into On Point.
I really like On Point because it helps you, especially through high school with all the distractions, kind of helps you get your focus back where you need to be. It gives you responsibility and more confidence, and it really helps you appreciate things in life you wouldn't have really recognized before.
Now, as I was sharing with you about honoring your mother and your father, and how does this relate to what On Point is teaching you relating to that, being an asset builder, how that ties in and how that helps you at home, school, and all around in the neighborhood. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, respect and responsibility is like big things my mom and my father are key on teaching me. And I think On Point also helps with that, honoring your mother and father. I guess since they raised you and, as you said, gave up so much just for you, I think they really deserve that at the least for you to honor them.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And it benefits you, too. You
Yes.
stay in good standings with them as to your advantage, wouldn't you say?
I would say it helps build my character, and I think it helps me become the person I want to be for my children and set an example.
Yeah, you're role modeling. Okay, Shantae, what you got to say about that? How does that help you stay focused as a child or a young person as it relates to honoring your mother and father in relationship to you being that role model for On Point?
Honoring your mother and father was something I was taught from the beginning, you can say. And that just helps you honor other adults or people that are older than you, not just adults. Honoring them, they respect you more, and you'll get more out of them if you honor them and show that they have the authority. So.
Yeah, that's good. Now, how long have you been in On Point and actively involved with the teen board?
I've been in On Point since freshman at my school. We have a organization at my school. And I've also been on the teen board since I was a sophomore, so going on 3 years.
Did you all tell the listening audience what school you were from?
Yeah, we told them they were from Hixson High School.
From Hixson High School.
But you got to give another shout out to your school, though. You got hundreds of students that are listening to you tonight.
All right. And you've been there since the 9th grade, and you've stayed the whole time. You'll be graduating in May. Mm-hmm. And why did you get involved, Hannah? This is your first year, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did you get involved?
I got involved through Shantae. We know each other through color guard at school. And she talked to me about it last year, and I was kind of iffy about it. And just a lot of things happened since, and I figured I should give it a try. It sounds fun, and I think it's something I really needed in my life at the time.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So you are really an influencer, an asset builder out there recruiting people and getting them involved in the good stuff and setting an example. That's awesome. Now talk to us a little bit about, you're going to graduate in May, mm-hmm. and what are some of your plans as you get ready to prepare for another phase of your life? Talk to the listening audience about that.
My next phase in life, hopefully become a CNA and go to UTC, but I also hope to get in an organization at UTC where I can continue to mentor and hand off assets to my peers and other college students, as you'll put it.
Okay. Is that part of the responsibility you have as an asset builder, to make sure that you pass the baton and these assets to the next generation of asset builders, to make sure they get it and keep it going?
Yes, I feel like if you were taught what you have been taught, such as assets, you should be able to pass on and help them build their own assets so then they could pass it on to the next generation.
What would you say has been the greatest asset, or one of the greatest? We know there are many of the 40, but what would you say are a few or one or two of the assets that has really grabbed a hold of your life and that you really feel like without you would not have become the young lady that you are today?
The teen board has given me an internal asset, I would say, as sense of purpose. I feel like when I joined the teen board, I finally had a purpose in life to get mentored and then mentor others. If I hadn't had the sense of purpose, I would have most likely gone on a different path than I am now.
Wow, that's exciting. So when you're talking to this listening audience out there, you're 18, you said you're 18?
Yes.
You're 18 years old. You've been mentoring others for the last 3 years as a teen, been a part of the teen board. You don't have to wait till you become an adult to mentor others. You can begin to teach these assets at a young age and help other young people develop. And that's what it's really all about.
Yes.
And that has given you your sense of purpose.
Yes.
And developing you. Yeah, that's real cool. Brian, what do you think about that?
I think it's great, and it's hard to imagine that they're 18 years old, and Hannah, you're 15, 16 years old, that you listen to them, and they're so mature in what they have to say and what their thoughts are. And I know mentoring is a great way to kind of give back to the community, but I know that also there are several service projects that you guys have to do as part of On Point, giving back to the community. What are some of the ones that you guys have done and do, and why?
Last Christmas, we participated in Rooms and Inn, which we collected and donated stuff to them. And today, we actually helped at the food bank of Chattanooga area. Today, we helped sort and package food, and we also donated. So, yeah. And it was actually very fun.
What about you, Hannah? Have you had a chance to do some community service with On Point, or just in your life, really?
Recently in On Point, I went to the food bank with Shantae and the rest of the members. I thought it was really fun. It really opened my eyes up to how many people there are, especially in Chattanooga and in America, that don't really have the necessities that they need. And, like, it just made me it helped build my character and like want to help out more in the community.
All right, some great news there, and
That's
some
great. Yeah, you guys know my granddaughter, Anaya Jennings, and she's a part of that teen board. Is she a pretty good girl?
Yeah.
We got to get her in here tonight soon.
All right, y'all keep mentoring her. I need all the help I can get with her, all right?
Okay.
She's a great young lady. Hey, Naya, I hope you're listening out there. All right. Hey, we appreciate y'all coming in, being a part of what we're trying to do, get the word out there about On Point and all the great things they're doing, and helping the city of Chattanooga use these developmental assets and using our young people throughout the city to be asset builders, to help us get these assets throughout the city, in our schools, in our churches, in our centers, youth and family development centers, so that we can surround them with these assets to fight off the different assaults that is coming against them in the various ways. So, hey, you all are heroes in the community. We applaud your efforts. You got any found faults that you'd like to say? We want you to make a comment to the parents and to the students out there. Final comments.
What the youth needs to realize, if you hear it from a peer, it has more impact than it would from a parent. Mostly because you hear it from a peer, you would trust them more than, not really trust them more, but you will listen more to a peer than you would a parent, because you're like, oh, well, you're just old, or, you're just saying that. No, they're not just saying that, but yeah.
All right.
I feel like this generation has gone on a very bad path. I think you just need to listen to your parents, your older generations, really reflect back on your life and other people's lives, and just to take a step back and slow down and really think what's important to you. What is important to your family? What's going to make you happy, make you a better person? Thank you for listening.
All right. Shantae Kilgore and Hannah Jones, team board members of On Point. Keep up the good work. Hey, you're listening to Pep Talk. This is Lerone Coach Jennings with Brian Smith. We're going to take another break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
School is well underway, and Chattanooga's Department of Youth and Family is more than fun and games. Their 17 centers offer after-school activities, tutoring, homework help, and now feature the Lexia technology-based literacy program, free to all youth and to parents. Each center is open weekly till 8 p.m. Adults, you are encouraged to use the centers too. Activities, rentals, meetings, fitness, and more. Call 643-6096. Visit Chattanooga.gov or Facebook Chattanooga Youth and Family.
Chattanooga, get ready to roll bounce at Magic and Chi-Chi's Old School Skate Jam, Sunday, November 24th from 8 until 11 p.m. at Hamilton Place Skate. That's right, it's back again, and it's time to dust off some oldies and throw it back with E. Foster on the ones and twos, playing all of your favorite old school jams. If you think you got the skills, come out and ride that train. Couple skate, party rockers, and toe stoppers. If it's your first time, just come out and have a funky good time. Admission is only $10 at the door. Sunday, November 24th, it's Magic and Chi-Chi's Old School Skate Jam from 8 until 11 p.m. at Hamilton Place Skate. We gonna tear the roof off the sucker, so you don't wanna miss it. Be
93
there.
and Citgo presents Fueling Good Fridays. Hit the weekend fueling good with Citgo Tri-Clean Gas.
Hi, is this Lily Agnew?
I'm feeling good.
Well, I guess that's how you do it. She's not even going to wait for me to ask what the phrase that pays is. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right, great. Today is Feel Good Friday. You feeling good today?
I'm feeling good.
I have 4 envelopes here, Miss Lily. And what you have to do is you have to choose one of the envelopes, and that's going to determine how much you're going to get in gas. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I have 4 envelopes, so tell me which one you want.
I want envelope number 2.
Number 2. Let's see what you got, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed. All right. Today, you are the winner of a $100 gift card from Citgo. Yes! So we really don't don't care because in the other envelope it's either
Ain't nothing in there but 5
5, 10s, and 20. But I would have took that too. Tell me what's your number one station?
Groove 93.
Hi, my name is Lily Agnew. I just won a $100 Cinco gas card on Furling Good Friday. Thank you, Cinco and Groove 93.
We are making your weekends feel good with Fueling Good Friday. And now we are back to Pep Talk 93. Everyone needs one with Lerone, Coach Jennings, and Brian Smith.
All right, Chattanooga, welcome back to Pep Talk. Everybody needs one, and we hope you're getting yours this evening. We want to encourage you, whatever you're going through, dealing with, hey, just keep the faith. Hang in there and believe that it'll get better, and it will. And parents listening, parent education program, we want to encourage you to be a better parent, work at being a better parent. Always think about what you can do to make things better. The children need you, and we're all in it together. Hey, we got what's going on with you, Brian? We got some good stuff going on. We got final quarter, huh?
Yeah, we're getting into the third quarter here, and of course, some great guests that are coming in. We've had some great teenagers that are in, and it's almost like nonstop here with another great teenager that's going to be talking with us here this evening. But before we introduce you to her, first we want to introduce the young man that promoted her and is saying she's got to come on the show because she's done so well, not only in the Lookout Valley community, but also a tremendous help, and was at the center there since she was around 10 years old. First off, let's bring in Jim Long, who is the quarterback, as we call him here on our show, but the facility manager of the John A. Patton Youth and Family Development Center. Been going strong over 20 years there and bringing wonderful asset to the Lookout Valley community. And we're going to ask you to introduce tonight's guest here because rumor has it she's a wonderful girl.
Well, first of all, I would like to say good night, guys, for inviting us down here from Patton Center. I run there, and Brianna is her and her family moved into the Chattanooga area from Michigan back when she was around in second, third grade, and they have been a big part of our program at Patton. Her mother was a volunteer there, and she spent a lot of time in there. We would consider her a gym rat, and she has done a wonderful job there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you used to the microphone here. This is what we need a webcam for, so we can see Mr. Long here kind of dancing around here a little bit. So we'll lift up the microphone here and make it perfectly fine for you. There you go. Now we can hear you almost like you're
now I can catch my breath over here. So.
But you were saying that her mom's been a wonderful asset there, volunteering, and tell us about Brianna there as being a student of yours there at Patton Center.
Well, as she came to the center there, she played many sports there for us, and did a lot of leadership roles also. She would, when she got a little older, she helped us with our Girl Scouts programs there. She's a very good student at high school. I'm going to let her in a minute tell more about her and she has been a real asset to our center. And these are the kind of programs, kids like these are the ones you like to brag about all the time because, through the years, we have so many through our centers that get unrecognized for the good things they do, and they do a lot of very good things. And she is a special in our program, and she'll be on the Patton Hall of Fame for sure.
All right.
Go ahead, Coach.
Okay. Thank you, Rihanna, for coming into the studio for this highlight. We appreciate what you're doing. Talk to us a little bit about you are also celebrating Homecoming Queen. Is that right?
Yeah, I was a 2013 Homecoming Queen.
All right. How did you pull that off?
I guess I'm really liked by my teammates and some of my younger peers, so they kind of voted for me to win it.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
What other activities are you involved with at the school?
I've been on the student council since freshman year. I've been class president since sophomore year. I got inducted into the National Honor Society last year as a junior. This year, my principal came to me and asked me to be part of the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. I'm on 3 varsity sports, which I'm captain of all 3, volleyball, basketball, and softball. I started a senior buddy program this year where seniors take on a 6th grader, and they kind of mentor them and help them through their way, tutor them, any kind of help they need. And then I also got us a homecoming camp.
Yeah, I almost paused at that one too.
Yeah.
The senior buddy system. That's awesome.
Now this is right up my alley, Rihanna, because one of the things that we're looking at, and you can help us do this, because I really believe, just like we talked to Shantae and Hannah, that mentoring can start at any level. So you're mentoring the younger students in your school, helping them make better decisions.
Yes.
Like we talked about earlier. How did you start that program?
Well, because I'm the class president, so me and my 3 other officers met with our, I guess, like senior mentee person.
Yeah.
And they kind of got with us and asked us what we wanted to do, and we said we wanted to help the younger children. So she emailed the middle school teachers, 6th through 8th grade, and they sent us a list of kids that were, struggling in grades, behavior problems, just they needed someone to kind of shine a light. And then we had some seniors sign up that wanted to help them, and then we kind of tried to pair them best. We had them fill out a survey, their favorite activities, favorite color, food, what they're struggling in, what they're strong in, and we kind of tried to match them with someone that would best fit them. And then they're supposed to meet with them once a week to help tutor them or any kind of help they need. And then once a month, try and do an outside activity with them, take them to a football game, over your house, to the movies, just kind of be a role model to someone younger.
Yeah, that is exciting, because I believe one of the things that we can do at every school is start that kind of mentoring initiative to help the younger students. And you're such a role model and setting such a good example as the other 2 young ladies that we were talking to earlier, that it can be a ripple effect for all the schools to find the talent that we already have in our schools, in our community, to help the younger students to be a better student, a better athlete, a better person in terms of preparing their future. So that's really exciting. We'll talk to you more offline about that, okay?
Okay.
All right, because you can be definitely one of our superstars to help us, as well as the other young ladies we talked to earlier about launching something like that in our schools. All right? Also, tell us, what are you excited about in terms of your future endeavors?
Well, I'm really excited to graduate because I want to coach. I've done it for years at the rec center. I love coaching kids. It's like my passion, and I learned that when I started playing basketball, and then my mom took over the basketball program.
Yeah.
And she was like, you play, you coach. So I started coaching little kids, and I realized how much I like it. So I decided that when I graduate, I want to go to college and get a degree in education and then be a high school coach.
Wow, look what you've done, Coach Long.
Do you notice how big of a smile Coach Jennings has right now? I'm just watching his emotions here as you're just feeding him the perfect information here.
Yeah, I decided when I was in the 1st grade that I wanted to teach and coach because of the teachers and coaches that I had that influenced my life when I was at Howard School in the 1st grade, and the impact that they had on children. And teaching, training, not only athletically, but academically. So you're on to something there. Coaches have a lot of impact and influence in helping young people become great people and athletes, students, and whatever it is else they decide to be. So, hey, we can help you do that. You keep up the good work, Coach Longweek. She's on to something. What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Basketball. You good at left? You left-handed, right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Yeah, can you go left?
Yeah, I prefer my right, but I can use my left.
All right, then. You got students out there that's listening and parents that's listening. Great athlete, great student, great person, a humanitarian that you are. Leave some words of wisdoms to the parents and to the students so they can see your heart, or hear from your heart. What words of wisdoms or encouragement that you would leave to the parents first, and then the students just listening out there?
To the parents, I would say fight the battles. I know that kids, because I did it too, they fight with you. They don't want to do it. They don't want to listen. Fight with them. Don't let them just run the streets and do what they want. Make them go to church on Sunday mornings because you can. You're their parent. Make them get out of bed. Make them go to school, do their homework. Homework's first, always. Make them play a sport. My parents, it was, you had to participate in something. If it was the band, the chorus, a sport, you had to do one activity at least. And all my sisters and me chose sports. That's what we did. So I'd push them to their fullest ability, and don't let them tell you no. To the students, be willing. You want to excel, and it took me a long time to realize it, that I wanted that the ability that I had and that I wasn't using. So be open to the people that are trying to mentor you and help you, and just be willing to accept it.
All right. Great words of wisdom. That's Rihanna, you all, from Lookout Valley. We're going to hear about you. Can I get your autograph now or later?
I might want to wait until I become a good coach.
All right. Hey, we've had some great young ladies in the studio. We might need to get all three of their autographs now, so we won't have to stand in line later, Brian.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And, of course, I'm over here also thinking, too, it's like you're looking at the future here. Who's going to kind of take over our positions here in years to come? And you're already seeing these wonderful young ladies that have already developed some wonderful minds, and they're just going to continue to enhance their minds as they move on to college and realize and the goals that they have set upon themselves. So, Brianna Workman, we certainly appreciate you joining us here this evening. Senior at Lookout Valley High School, just recently crowned homecoming queen, and I'm sure you're going to be crowned many more things in years to come. And, of course, Jim Long, too, for everything that you've done. You've been a mentor for thousands of youth and adults that have come through the John A. Patton Center here. And is there any quick announcements or maybe something that you might have coming up there at Patton Center?
Well, just remember the Christmas parade, December the 14th. That's the big event. It's our 21st, and we'll be ready to roll. And Brianna's going to be helping me with that too. She doesn't know it yet, but she's kind of working with me on this. So I'm to show her how this works. So one day she may want to do that herself. Yeah. Thank you guys for letting us be in tonight, and I'm very proud of this child here, because we do a lot of these things on a regular basis, and she is a wonderful example of what we do good. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Rihanna.
Have a great night.
All right.
All right. Absolutely wonderful way to end the third quarter here as we move into the fourth quarter with some of the great announcements that we have going on with the Department of Youth and Family Development. As we say often, every single Monday, it's being involved. It's getting out there, doing some things with your kids. It's our youth, getting them involved in some of the wonderful programs that we have at our centers. And I want to talk about a couple of them that we have going on this week, and especially next week as we start approaching the Thanksgiving holiday. And one thing we want to mention is Thanksgiving at Coolidge Park. This is going to be happening on Tuesday, November the 19th, and we're encouraging everyone to bring their little ones down to a free movie, which will start at 6 o'clock, and then at 6:45 we have free fireworks show. Again, Tuesday, November 19th at Coolidge Park. We're teaming up with the City Parks Department and Bridge Christian Church for a wonderful event and wonderful atmosphere. And in case you want to know what the movie is, it is Alpha and Omega 2. The movie starts at 6, fireworks at 6:45. Also, we want to mention about a wonderful hoop shoot free throw contest. They've been doing this for over 40 years. It is the Elks that are hosting this wonderful event, and they'll be doing so at the South Chattanooga Youth and Family Development Center. That's at 1151 West 40th Street. This is on Saturday, November the 23rd. Again, Saturday, November 23rd for boys and girls ages 8 through 13. And you make first place here, you have a chance of moving on to Knoxville and then competing in the regionals, and you never know, possibly making it all the way to the Nationals in Springfield, Mass. Also, we'd like to mention a free giveaway. It's Nori from the sister station of Groove 93 over there at Power 94. She's having one of her infamous giveaways. That's happening this Friday night at Avondale Youth and Family Development Center, clothes, school supplies, and a whole lot more. And also, while you're at Avondale, make sure you do stop by on Saturday for the Memorial Health Coach that's going to be stopping by, especially our lady listeners that are out there. This is your chance to schedule your annual mammogram, whether you have insurance or not. We know how important mammograms are and that they do save lives. This is happening this Saturday, November 16th from 10 o'clock until 3 p.m. So the Nori giveaway, Friday night, 5 o'clock until 7, and then the Memorial Health Coach the following Saturday from 10 o'clock until 3 p.m. at the Avondale Youth and Family Development Center there at 1305 Dotson Avenue. And we also want to make sure that folks know about some of the small schedule changes that we do have at all of our youth and family development centers starting next week. We've got a major conference that's coming in town, and we are going to adjust our hours slightly as all of our centers are going to be open from 2 o'clock until 8 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. However, some of the regular scheduled programs like water fitness and senior aerobics will continue, but the rest of the activities and opening will be at 2 o'clock to 8 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. and then back to regular schedule after that. And, of course, we'll also be closed on Thursday and Friday, the week of Thanksgiving. And one last thing I want to mention here is the basketball signups that we have continuing at our centers, and these are for youth, boys, both boys and girls, ages 5 through 18. You can stop by any of our 17 youth and family development centers to sign up to play on the basketball team there, as well as non-rec teams that might be listening. This is your chance to compete against some of the best athletes that we have here in the city. We had, I think, nearly 1,100 youth last year, and we're looking forward to several of the youth here again this year for our free basketball program. So those are some of the events that we have happening here in the city of Chattanooga and the Department of Youth and Family Development, which, of course, continues to offer great wraparound social services, child care, Head Start, and, of course, plenty of literacy programs and more in our youth and family development centers. So, Coach, we just have a couple more minutes here. Of course, we'll get to your final play here in just a little bit, but I'm just kind of watching your reactions here when you're listening to these teens here, and I know that impresses you from the sophomores to the seniors, just what's in their minds, because lots of times we don't listen to what the teenagers have to say when they actually have something great to say.
Yeah, it is amazing, but yet so encouraging and inspiring. We have great teenagers in the city of Chattanooga, and there are many of them who are responding to the cry of the help that they're getting and the support that they're getting. And they're taking advantage of the adult leadership and the advantages that they're taking of the opportunities that's being made available to them. We are grateful that they're becoming the role models that is needed for many of their peers. So my final play for the evening is that you reap what you sow. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. So parents, you're listening, put in the right stuff into your children's lives. Put in love and you'll get love back. Put in, listen to them and they'll listen back to you. If you put in the time, the laughter, the fun, and they'll learn how to laugh and have fun in a clean way. Correct them, and they won't mind being corrected outside of the home. So whatever you reap, whatever you sow, you will reap. Whatever you put in, you will get it back. That's the final play for today. Let's get it done. Let's do it together. We're all in it together. The whole village will raise up the children.
All right, absolutely wonderful show here for Pep Talk on Groove Radio. And, of course, being that it is Veterans Day, once again, we'd like to salute all of our active military and active duty servicemen and women, and, of course, all the veterans that fought very hard for the very freedoms that we have each and every day here in this wonderful country. And even as I mentioned, a little email that I send out here, I may not have been able to fight, but it's great that I can wake up every day and have freedom and have the freedom to be able to help someone else as well. We can't thank our servicemen enough for the duties that they have and what they have brought for our country. But that wraps up here of Pep Talk. That is the end of the fourth quarter, and we certainly do appreciate everyone joining us here this evening. For more information about what the Department of Youth and Family Development can do for you and for our city, you're more than welcome to check out the website. That's at chattanooga.gov/youth and family, or you can give us a call at 643-6096. And, of course, we'll be back here again on Monday. And you have one more thing, Coach.
Oh, we just want to say thank you for tuning in. Lerone, Coach Jennings, Brian Smith, Pep Talk. We'll see you next week.
You have been listening to Pep Talk with Coach Lerone Jennings and Brian Smith. Brought to you by the City of Chattanooga, Department of Youth and Family Development. Creating ways for everyone to help parent the city.
We gotta change it.